In front of us here we have a Bradford Guardian 3. I've had this knife for about 3 months now. I've been playing around with it. Some things I really like about it, a couple things I don't really care for about it. So we're going to go over those here real fast. Starting out, most obvious thing, it just looks really nice. This is the Nimbus finish, I think they call it. It cost a couple extra dollars. I mean, it looks good. I just pay the extra. They also have a regular stainless finish, I think, and a stone wash, I think they called it, which I also like the stone wash a lot. This is a saber grind. I like saber grinds better than flat grinds. I think they're cosmetically more pleasing, and I just like how they perform better. The other thing about this is it has the 3D handle scales. The standard scales are kind of flat and thin. I've had those on another Bradford that I had a few years ago, and they're more convenient to carry, but this it feels much nicer. These feel much nicer. I have size small hands, and this feels about right. It fills my fills all the places in my hand pretty much how I'd like to. The flat scales, they're kind of uncomfortable, and most of the world has medium to large hands, so I'd imagine this would be the way to go for most people. If you buy the standard Guardian 3 with the flat scales and you decide to upgrade to the 3D scales, they're about $45 on Bradford's website, I think. Or you can just buy them whenever you get the knife. Amazon, I think, has this knife on there right now for about $140, I think. Which, for what it is, it's, in my opinion, it's a steal. It also comes with a leather sheath. The sheath's pretty nice. I like it. I like that it's got a horizontal carry. Like that's definitely my favorite part about it. Which brings me to one of my complaints about it, though, is the size belt that I wear. I wear a 1 3/4 inch width belt. It's not fitting in this thing. You can get a Kydex sheath with tech lock attachments and whatever from Bradford's site, but those I think are another $30 or $35. So you're increasing the price. One of my other complaints, I guess, about the sheath itself is although it has great retention and like just grabbing this, it just everything just goes right where it needs to be. Your fingers in that choil, everything's safe. It feels great. But because this sheath is so form-fitting, in the little bit that I've used this knife, I mean, you can kind of see it here. Like it's already starting to chop the inside of the sheath apart. I don't know if that would actually, if it's going to affect the integrity of the sheath, over the long term, but it's definitely something to consider. The selling point of this for me is, again, I have size small hands, so it's really hard finding a knife that fits my hand well, that doesn't feel like I'm holding onto a sledgehammer, but it's still big enough to feel like I can actually, bear down on this and do some work. And this is definitely it. I'm also a fan of finger choils on, my fixed blades and folders. I like them. And the jimping, I normally don't like this on knives, especially the fixed blades. I find that it just doesn't do it for me. But this is really pleasant. Like, it's not overly aggressive. Like, I can definitely tell it's there, but it's not tearing my finger up. Like, I really don't mind that. It feels good. I like that it comes to a point. I like having a finer point so that I can, kind of do some more fine work with this rather than having something like, say, an Esee, where they've got that really, not, it's a nice belly, but I like having a point better. The other thing that I really like about this knife is it's a 3-inch blade. Depending on what your local laws are, this should fit in a large portion of local laws to be able to actually carry on a day-to-day basis, and I like that. Another thing I like, different grips. I can choke up on it here, so I can do fine work. It, again, fits my hand really nice. Maybe a little bit different for people with bigger hands, I don't know. But another thing for carrying this on a, say, part of your everyday carry, it's, see what I'm saying? It can be a poker if you need it to, and I like that. And I do feel confident with these scales and this finger choil that whenever I really bear down on this, it's not going to slip in my hand if I'm having to do some aggressive work with this. So I really like that. Compared to a couple other knives, as far as bushcrafty knives, this is just a Mora, regular Mora. You can see about the size difference. You're definitely getting a bigger knife in the Mora. You're able to do a lot more with this as far as beating on it. I'm not afraid to baton with a Mora because it's $10. If it breaks, it breaks. Whatever. This one I have no fear of this getting damaged. I've already beat on this thing a good bit, and I haven't actually even needed to sharpen this thing or to re-hone it at all. So get a little bit more of a, like I said, a more aggressive point. I like this, and I definitely like that over the Mora. And it's kind of saying something because I really like Scandi grinds on my knives. And this obviously is not a Scandi grind, but I am definitely okay with sacrificing the Scandi grind on a knife like this just for how it feels in my hand. Onto the more everyday carry type things. Here we have a Spyderco Para 3. Let's do the folded profile. Similar blade lengths. The Para 3 is a little bit smaller, a little bit more belly. This definitely, could I bang on this one for bushcraft stuff? Sure, but that's not my intention for this knife. And again, I love leaf-shaped blades, but this tip on this one, it's really doing it for me. And actually, I can't remember what this weighs in at. I think it's maybe don't quote me on this, about 4.5 ounces with the sheath. That's really comparable to this, and I don't remember how much this weighs either, but they're very close. Another comparison, this is a Benchmade mini grip right here. It used to be a sheep's foot. As you can see, I like pointy tips. I filed this down a little bit. Again, like this tip, man, this profile, it's doing it for me. I like the mini grip. Again, small hands. This feels really good. But just being able to choke up on this, I feel like I've got way more control on this, regardless of my purpose for it. It feels so much better. And with the finger choil on the Para 3, I like this. I'm not a big fan. I love Spyderco holes, but I don't really like this ramp right here. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I wish this were shaped a little bit different. But again, like just the way this fits in my hand, it feels natural. Like every time I pick it up, It just goes right into the spot that I want it to, and I love that. So final thought on this, its biggest competitor, I guess, would be the SE3. I've owned a couple of those in the past. They, I think, are about $120 now. So, the Guardian's going to run you a few dollars more, most likely. Man, I really think this is the way to go. As long as this fits your hand. I like the steel on this better. This is N690. Normally, I kind of go towards high carbon steel blades instead of stainless on my my outdoor type knives. This one I don't care to go back to stainless. Like it's very nice. As far as usage with this compared to the Esee feels a lot more blocky to me. It's a great knife. I've beat the crap out of several of those in the past, and totally confident in them. But I feel like this is more refined. Like if I could take an Esee and I could reprofile and change the handle up, it would probably turn out to look something like this. So if you're thinking about this or an Esee, my vote goes for this.